Which iPad should you buy? If you have ever tried to buy an iPad recently, you exactly know how confusing it can get. Apple's iPad lineup is bigger than ever. We have got the iPad 10 Gen, the iPad Air, the iPad Mini, and finally the iPad Pro. But the real question is, which one should you buy? Don't miss this video, as today we're gonna compare all the iPads with each other and help you understand which will serve your need based on your budget. My name is Prithviraj and I create videos on productivity, tech, and life. I have divided this video into 4 segments. Let's start with the most affordable iPad, which is the iPad 10 Gen. This is Apple's budget-friendly option. Now, this iPad isn't as flashy as the others, but don't let this sleep on you, because it offers some great value, I must say. The iPad 10 Gen has a 10.9-inch liquid retina display with a resolution of 1640 x 2360 pixels. The design has finally caught up with the rest in the lineup. Gone are the days of old school home button and those chunky bezels. This was a much needed update from the iPad 9 Gen. Now you get that all-screen design and it looks modern and sleek. Under the hood, it's powered by the A14 Bionic chipset. Keep this in mind that the iPad 10 Gen was released back in 2022, and hence we have an update pending, which is gonna be the iPad 11 Gen. But the A14 Bionic chip is plenty powerful for day-to-day tasks or even for some light gaming. I was able to run games like Asphalt on medium settings and didn't face any issues, but it definitely struggled in high settings. It comes in 2 storage variants, 64 gigs as well as 256 gigs, paired with 4 gigs of RAM. Unfortunately, there is no sweet spot of 128 gigs, and this can be a major deal breaker for many people. It supports the first gen Apple Pencil, and while it works fine for casual note-taking and sketching, it's not advanced as the Apple Pencil 2, and it also supports the USB Type-C Apple Pencil as well. By the way, as usual, I'll be leaving the links of all the products in the description box below the like button. The aspect where the iPad 10 Gen really shines is its price to performance ratio. So, who is this for? If you're on a tight budget and you need a reliable tablet for everyday tasks like streaming Netflix, sending emails, or casual note-taking, the iPad 10 Gen is a great choice. So if you're a student and you're looking for a budget iPad to get started in your note-taking journey, or you are a digital artist, then this one, paired with the Type-C Apple Pencil, has to be the perfect iPad for you. You will get access to all the premium note-taking apps as well as other professional apps for creatives, all that too in a budget. It's ideal for students or anyone who just wants a tablet for general use, and that too without breaking the bank. Here's a screenshot of the current pricing here on Amazon India as well as on Amazon US. Alright, the next one has a more of a niche audience. If you're someone who prioritizes portability over everything else, then let's talk about the iPad Mini. And also, this is the most underestimated iPad. It simply packs so much power in such a compact size. This is the Apple's smallest iPad. It features an 8.3 inches liquid retina display with a resolution of 1488 x 2266 pixels. And as I previously mentioned, don't let the size fool you. This thing is a powerhouse in such a tiny package. The iPad Mini is powered by Apple's A17 Pro chipset. This is the same chipset found in iPhone 15 Pro, which means it's fast and responsive even for demanding apps and gaming. It comes in 3 storage variants, 128 gigs, 256 gigs, and 512 gigs, paired up with 8 gigs of RAM. And yup, this one supports the Apple Pencil 2nd generation, so you're getting the same premium note-taking as well as drawing experience as the iPad Pro and the iPad Air. I previously created a video where I mentioned that the iPad Mini is kind of my favorite iPad because of its size. Hence, this is where the iPad Mini stands out, and that is its portability. It's perfect for people who are always on the go. You won't be having to take that hassle of managing a large device. It easily fits inside your jacket pocket or even a small bag, making it ideal for commuters and travelers, or anyone who simply prefers a smaller device. You're gonna get an amazing reading experience on this device. Here's a side-by-side comparison with my Kindle. It's more or less of the same size. However, for note-taking and other creative tasks, for example digital art, the smaller screen size can be a limiting factor, I must say. So who is the iPad Mini for exactly? Well, at this stage I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but if you want a tablet that is ultra compact but still powerful enough to handle demanding tasks, then the iPad Mini is the one to get. It can serve you as a really powerful e-reader, but the iPad Mini has a bit of a problem, and that is the price. Here's a screenshot of the current pricing on Amazon India and also Amazon US. It's rather at a more expensive segment, I must say. Usually we pay extra for the more screen real estate, but it's the reverse for iPad Mini. You're having to pay extra for more power in a smaller factor. So this is something you should seriously consider, as if you pay a little bit extra, you can get the iPad Air instead. And before we talk about the iPad Air in more details, I would really appreciate if you could consider hitting that subscribe button. We are really close to hitting 100k subs on this channel, and with your help, maybe we can reach this goal by this year itself. Next up, we have got the iPad Air, and this is what I would like to call the sweet spot in the lineup. And to be honest, I bought this myself this year, and this has been my primary tablet of choice. The iPad Air is perfect for those who need a bit more power without having to go all the way through the iPad Pro. We also get 2 variants with the iPad Air. It has an 11-inch as well as a 13-inch variant. Both of them feature a liquid retina display. The 11-inch variant has a resolution of 1640 x 2360 pixels, and the 13-inch variant has a resolution of 2048 x 2732 pixels. performance. But the real upgrade in the iPad Air is what's inside this device, and that is the M2 chipset. This is the same chipset found in MacBook Air, so we are talking for some serious power. Whether you're using professional apps for digital art like Procreate or video editing apps like DaVinci Resolve, the iPad Air can handle it all quite comfortably. This one comes in 4 storage variants this time: 128 gigs, 256 gigs, 512 gigs, as well as we have a 1TB variant, and it comes paired up with 8 gigs of RAM. Plus the iPad Air supports the Apple Pencil Pro, which is a game changer for anyone who takes a lot of notes or likes to draw stuff. The Apple Pencil Pro has almost no latency and is super accurate, and also the gesture controls in the Apple Pencil Pro really makes it more convenient. The iPad Air also works with add-ons like the Magic Keyboard. This kind of turns it into a mini laptop. So in case you wanted to use the iPad Air as your primary computer, then yes, you can do that somewhat. So who is this for? If you need a tablet for creative tasks and heavy multitasking, or even some professional work rather, and you don't really want to spend as much money as the iPad Pro, then the iPad Air is your bet. Hence, if you're someone who needs to balance between performance and portability, this is the one you should consider. Here's a screenshot of the current pricing here on Amazon India and here on Amazon US as well. Finally, we have the king of the hill, and that is the iPad Pro. And this is for those who need the absolute best of the best. This is again available in 2 variants, 11 inches as well as 13 inches. The iPad Pro is a beast of a machine. The newest iPad Pro is powered by the insane M4 chipset. This is by far the most powerful iPad ever. But at this stage, the question that arises is that, do you really need that much power in a tablet? The one I'm using is actually an older version, as I chose to go for the iPad Air instead of the iPad Pro, mainly because the M2 chipset kind of met my requirements. What really sets the iPad Pro apart is its display. The 13-inch version comes with a Ultra Retina tandem OLED display, which has an insane 1000 nits of brightness and is perfect for HDR content. It has a screen resolution of 2064 x 2752 pixels, and to top it off, it has a ProMotion display with a refresh rate of 120Hz. Whether you're editing 4K videos or watching movies in Dolby Vision, the iPad Pro's display is simply unrivaled. And then there is the performance. The M4 chipset literally handles every single thing that we throw at it. Whether it's 4K video editing, 3D rendering, or running multiple apps side by side. Even my primary editing computer, which is my iMac, comes with the M3 chipset, whereas it comes with the M4. The iPad Pro again comes in 4 storage variants, but this time with a twist. The 256 gigs and the 512 gigs variant comes paired up with 8 gigs of RAM, whereas the 1TB and the insane 2TB variant comes paired with 16 gigs of RAM, and your wallet is definitely gonna take a direct hit because of that. And of course, it supports the Apple Pencil Pro, hence you get even lower latency, making it feel like as if you're writing on real paper. So who is really the iPad Pro for? If you're a creative professional, video editor or a graphic designer, and you need the best possible performance and display quality, rather you want to use this tablet as your primary computer, then the iPad Pro can serve you as the perfect replacement for your laptop. And to be honest, for the price that you're having to pay for the iPad Pro, you can very easily get a powerful laptop instead. So please keep that in mind. Here's a screenshot of the current pricing on Amazon India as well as on Amazon US. So this one is definitely an investment, but if you're someone who needs laptop level power in your tablet, then the iPad Pro is your only choice. So which iPad should you buy? It really depends on your budget and your needs, to be honest. If you're on a tight budget and need a reliable all-rounder, then the iPad 10 Gen has to be your go-to. If you need a compact powerhouse, then of course the iPad mini is perfect for you. And if you want the best balance between performance and portability, the iPad Air is simply the sweet spot. And if you want the best of the best with ultra pro level performance, then the iPad Pro is the ultimate choice. For my needs, the iPad Air was good enough, so I went with that. And do let me know in the comments which one you're considering and also why. And now if you would like to know how you can make the most of your iPad, then let me help you with that. Click here on this video to check out my favorite apps for the iPad. See you there.